Thank you, H. Hello, everyone. It's me, Happy Bear, and I am here to perform Haven 80% Good Ending for you today. Very, very excited about that. Honestly, also excited that we don't have any webcams for this marathon, so I'm just chilling in my pajamas. Didn't do my hair. It's a really chill time, and I'm so excited for this. So I've been speedrunning this game for a few months, and this was one of my favorite games of all time that I'm excited to share with you. So I do have two amazing commentators with me, Nicole and Bloupeh. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I'm NicholeGoodnight. I'm very, very excited to be here and commentate on this Haven run. Haven's a very special game to me, so it means a lot that I was asked to be here. Thank you so much.
And bonjour, I'm Bloupeh. I will be representing Team France in here. I don't run this game, but weirdly though, I have a really, really strong knowledge of the run/runs of this one. And I'm here to say bravo les lesbiennes because that's really important.
Absolutely, yes. I'm very excited that our girls won because as a card carrying lesbian myself, I definitely love seeing the ladies win out. Also, my comms are being a little bit modest, and Nicole is the world record holder for this game, and Bloupeh has been very instrumental in helping to develop the speedrun. So, very excited to have both these ladies with me, and yeah, I think we are just about ready to go. So, as you can see, we can choose from amongst three different couples. We're going with our ladies. And we're actually going to ignore what the game says and go with reduced difficulty. So as soon as I press the A button, the speedrun will begin. We will do a countdown in 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Good luck.
Thank you. I'll need it.
No, you won't. You're going to do great.
Thanks. So this is actually, I will be doing turbo in the speedrun. I just switched to a new PC, and setting up turbo for this game on Steam is actually a little bit complicated. So we'll be going at a slightly more leisurely pace, but that will just allow us more time to enjoy our beautiful ladies and the beautiful game that they're a part of. So this is the tutorial section. This is actually one of the most crucial parts of the speedrun, surprisingly enough. You can really get your speedrun off to a good start or to a bad start by what you do in the tutorial. So we have very precise routing for this part that we follow.
Like you can't really imagine how tricky the tutorial actually is, because it's just a matter of getting more familiar with the different movements and gliding and going on these little blue threads that you see that we are calling flow threads. And but actually everything is really precise, and you can easily lose a lot of time just on this very tutorial.
Hello, can I just jump in quickly? Happy, I think you're on the wrong scene. Could you just double check you're on the right one? The
Oh
cropping's
yes,
a bit strange.
absolutely. Please excuse me.
All good. This should last us a few.
Yep, there we go.
Now it's our
That's
turn
the
to
right
go.
scene. Okay, are we good?
Looks
Yep.
all good to me. Thank
Okay.
you. Apologies.
Thank you for correcting. It would not be a Happy Bear speedrun without some kind of technical issue. So, thankfully, we are. That was a pretty minor one.
It was easy to solve.
You
And the really cool thing about
Absolutely.
this
So,
game is that
go ahead,
it
Nicole.
totally like simulates you playing as two characters, because it's very focused on the fact that you are a couple and you're doing things together. So in the crafting menus, like Happy just made some food, you have to do inputs from both the left and the right side of the controller, and that's to act like you're cooking with someone. It's very, very cute. And also, crafting's not easy, so that was very good. The crafting menus are they're hard to get through sometimes.
Like when you're not used to it, the first time you play, you're just a bit confused, and then
Mhm.
it's all right. But yeah, this game was really sort of as being a game where, as Nicole said, you're playing as two characters, and also I don't think we mentioned that, but you can also play it co-op. And Nicole, I know that you have way more experience than me
I
on playing it co-op because I didn't do it co-op at all.
Yeah.
But
My first time playing was co-op, and it's such a joy. It's such a joy to play this co-op.
and I'm not even sure how the controller thingy works when you're actually playing co-op. Do you have just one side of the controller working, or
I'm trying to remember. I think I had full control of it, and we used actually the same buttons as if like if he
okay?
was player one, he'd use the same button as if I were player one. And look at them, they hold hands. I can't stand it. I love this game so much.
I just love how many details you have here and there. They put so many attention to the little details. Uh, it's just really, really, really special.
Yeah, so basically what Happy's doing is Happy's gathering flow, and flow is needed to clear rust. And this planet is covered in rust. They're trying to figure out why. And you also need it for crafting, you need it for a variety of things, and we need a certain amount. So Happy's being sure to get all of the rest around this little area, and it's probably going to pick up some extra ones as well, just to be sure that we have enough, because there is a enemy coming up that can drop the amount that you need, but also he cannot. So in marathons, we like to take a little extra just to be sure. But you can't pick out rust without flow. So also whenever there's a flow thread that we can get to that isn't going to take us out of the way, we are hopping on it.
Exactly. And you can have visibility on how much flow you have with this kind of like bubble slash cell slash I never know how to describe the thing, but the thing that you have on the top left corner of your screen.
Like a little pulsating orb. It's
Yeah,
very good.
I just never know how to describe the thing.
Mhm.
But it's
Also,
here and it's visual.
Also, it's one of those things that's so hard to tell when you're actually watching, but Happy's doing a lot of movement optimization. So when we got onto that flow bridge just now, you noticed that she kind of hugged the left side of the bridge from going up the ramp. There's very little things like that throughout this entire run that each time saves maybe a few seconds, not even maybe a partial, like half a second, but it all adds up so much. So this game is just absolutely chocked full of movement tech that you would never know about. Because it just looks so fluid and it looks so natural. It's very, oh my gosh, I love this game.
Oh,
Yeah, not
this
only
game
is
is a
this
gem.
game a good casual experience, it's a good speedrun experience just with all the tech that you learn. The only thing that I don't particularly love is the mashing, but we have also taken steps to reduce that by allowing turbo, which makes it a lot more accessible for people who may struggle a little bit to mash for whatever reason.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's a really nice change. Also, like there's a lot to be said about the game devs themselves too, because when this game released, we could only play as a male and female couple. But I think it was 2020. I might be wrong about the date, but they released their couples update, which allows you to play as a lesbian couple and as a gay couple, which I think is really neat.
Yeah, I think it was about a year and a half after the first release, if I'm not
Oh yeah, it
mistaken.
might have been like 2022.
Like maybe 2021. Okay, I'm so confused. I
Yeah.
can't remember. But
Whatever it was, they did it, and I think
exactly, but
that's really,
they
really
did it.
cool.
And not only did they added this diversity and inclusion of different different kind of couples, but they did a tremendous job into making sure that all the dialogues were rewritten to make sure that it was flawless. So it was really, again, attention to details.
This is one of our first battles with little salamashes, which I love. They're very, very cute. This is where you learn about rush mode, which we'll be utilizing throughout the run. Rush mode allows the characters to take control by themselves. It's actually not something we're going to be using for every fight because they don't always know the right things to do, but it is something we're going to be using pretty heavily with most of the fights. And we'll explain kind of the rush mode blasting when we get to that part, because that's a very big speed tech that will show off soon. TM. Also, you meet Oink. Oink is the best boy.
We
I
love
love
Oink.
Link so much.
Oh my
He
gosh,
just-
Oink's so good.
These?
Just a cozy little boy.
He's
Okay,
just a
we're gonna
cozy little guy.
pop off the bridge right there. So that's actually a little movement optimization that we do. We start kind of falling off flow threads before the cutscene starts. Just to make sure that we are in the right direction when the cutscene ends.
Oh my gosh, I have to admit, I didn't know you could jump off that thread before the cutscene. Yep, we sure do that.
As we said, there are a lot of little optimizations here and there, and even the runners don't know about the whole thing.
Mhm.
Honestly, this is a run which is still very much being developed,
Yeah.
and we're all kind of learning from each other. So, Nicole,
really
I don't
cool.
remember what it was, but there was something that I learned from. Okay, there we go.
On your mark. Anytime.
There's something that
I think we found the right technique.
I learned from one of your runs where I was like, I didn't know you could do that.
I love this game. And like the community has been so helpful with each other. Like we all want to see each other succeed, which is it feels good. What we're utilizing here is Duo Blast. So the game does not intend for you to be able to Duo Blast in rush mode. However, if you start your Duo Blast and then switch to rush mode, it will finish your Duo Blast. So what Happy was doing was triggering Duo Blast, switching to rush mode as soon as it started to go off, taking it out of rush mode, and then going back into it, or rather as soon as it hits. Which is very precise because, you know, the time that it goes off and the time that you have to start it again is very small. So it's kind of one of the really fun things that you can do in the speedrun that you would never really do in casual play.
Seems like the real
And it also, I believe, Bloupeh, you would probably have the correct numbers here, but when you're in these modes and doing these things, you get, I think, a damage boost, yeah? So,
Yeah, basically when you're in rush mode, your damage, the damage that you do are doubled, but the damage that you take are doubled as well.
yeah, rush
And
mode is
we
really
can
cool.
only do that in reduced difficulty mode.
Come on. Give me
Yeah.
I
All right, we had enough rest. Thank goodness.
I've definitely gotten here and not had enough.
Same.
There's a lot
It's
of
like a Haven
management you have to
speedrunner rite of
do.
passage.
Yeah, it super is. Like, not only do you have to manage your flow and your rust, it's just there's a lot going on behind the scenes in Pretty Couple Game.
I mean, I think all the runners been through this issue of having one piece of rust missing while
Mhm.
arriving here and being like, oh no.
I once got to the very end where you have to do the last thing you have to do with rust, and I didn't have enough. So
Yeah, that happened to Cisco like tons of times. Like
yeah, rust
when we
management.
were, yeah, it's complicated. And I think one thing that we can mention is that on tops of having the couple update with addition of the same gender couples, they did a huge rebalance of the number of rusts and the type of rust that you need for
Mhm.
what will happen later in the game. No spoil. And basically the amount of rust that you needed got divided by 2 almost. So the route, like that's how we say the route, in between what was the old patch and the current patch got completely redone. So it's just a different speed run now.
Yeah, it's so wildly different now. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool to see how this has like changed and evolved over time.
Exactly. And it's really fun because not only is it like totally different and reworked and stuff. It's just two different speed runs because the old patch is really heavy in how do we say in rust management, and the route is totally different just because you have to gather way more rust. So everything's different, and it's different to the point where on the old patch we were playing on normal difficulty because the time save that we have now with the different techniques that we can put in place, we couldn't do that before because we didn't had enough rust anyway to make it. So at this stage, it's just two different games. And so you have one, let's say, hardcore, super precise and stuff in terms of management, like resource management on one side. And on the other side is way more chill, but it's much more precise when it comes to the different movements that you're doing and stuff. So it's really interesting to see how different they are.
We have found something that we probably shouldn't have touched, and surely this isn't going to cause any problems. This is also
No.
that was the only cutscene that you can't skip in the game, I want to say. But it gives
Yep.
a nice little break for your hands. It's really good.
What the?
Wait.
What in the world?
What? What's going on?
Hello? Ladies?
This happens sometimes.
I
It's
wasn't paying attention.
really bizarre.
Like it seems like the
There
okay,
it
it just
goes.
didn't open. Okay, that's
Yeah,
so,
that's happened
that's
to
so
me a couple times
strange.
before.
I've never
So
seen
when you
that
get
before.
to these flow bridges, a lot of times you have to trigger their opening. That one should have opened like 18 times. It just didn't. So
Very
I've never
annoying.
seen it before.
okay?
Yeah.
and this
Okay,
is
it's
my
good to
least
know.
favorite. My least favorite cutscene management.
Yeah, this cutscene scares the heck out of me.
Oui.
So basically what we have to do in this one is we have to select yes to our first option at the top, and we have to select at the bottom option for the second one, or else you will get on Burble. It's not a huge loss if you get on Burble, but it's a couple extra seconds to get out of his menu. Burble is what going to be used to travel amongst the planets later on. But yeah, and for most of the run, we are actually selecting the top option. There is a confidence system that's in this game that affects our ending, and I believe we're going for good ending, yeah?
Yep.
Because
We're
bad
sure as
ending
heck
is
not going
sad.
for bad ending.
Bad ending makes me cry. Good ending makes me cry. You know what? This game just
Yeah.
makes me cry.
Yeah,
I
same.
mean, we'll see the ending anyway, but even the good ending is kind of bittersweet. So you
Mhm.
definitely don't want to go through bad ending because this is
Yeah.
so depressing.
When I first played it, my boyfriend's very like analytical and tries to think of all options. So he led us to the bad ending, and
Oh
it finished, and I'm like
no.
almost in tears. But I just look at it, I was like, we have to do that again. So we went back and got the good ending.
Yeah. I think I
Also-
actually finished
Mhm.
the good ending first, and then I went through the bad ending
Good.
just to see how it was, and I was like, oh no.
This is one of our first bosses that's kind of like more of a pain in the butt, I would say. Basically, what we're going to be doing is holding a duo blast until he does a certain trigger. And when he does that, we're going to release in rush mode, and it's just going to absolutely annihilate him. But this is, I would say, one of the first big hurdles I ran into when learning the run. Because if you miss this blast, he just does a lot of damage to you. It's very hard to recover, and you have to wait an entire extra cycle for it.
You all right?
Oh, I don't think. Nope, I didn't get it.
Which is fine.
I
Like,
can't believe I missed that. Oh well.
Thankfully, with Knock, it is something that is easily to recover. Like, there's going to be fights later on that are you can leave the map and then come back to kind of make it easier to trigger. With Knock, you just have to wait for him to lower his head again. So it's not the worst. He's a scary boy, though.
Okay,
You'll see you
nice.
do just a ton of damage to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we totally one-shot him. So that's alright. Second try knock.
I think you still one-shot him.
I mean, this fight is supposed to be like a really long and hard and scary one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still like, I mean, I've seen this
Wow.
tons of times now, and it still amazes me to see that there's a way to just one-shot Knock.
Yeah, Knock is difficult.
Yeah, because basically, if I'm not mistaken, you're basically having three or four layers. No, it's 3 layers of power ups, kinda, if that makes sense, because you have the timing, which is one, the rush mode, so the damages that are doubled, and I think his state is also weakened. So basically, you're layering three yeah power ups, and that's the only way that you're able to one shot the knock. It's still absolutely amazing, and I hope it made sense because I can't really find my words. But well,
You're doing great, Bloupeh.
merci. I'm doing my best.
I love this little guy.
Me
Oh, very
too.
cute.
He's
The
just
little
a little
flow
guy.
bugs.
So along the way, we'll see these flow bugs that are blocking the path. They're a little grumpy. We have to do a full flow burst, which is what we just learned after beating Knock. Flow burst takes your flow, of course, and it kind of makes it so that you do this huge ring around you, which is good for both stunning enemies as well as clearing rust in mass quantities. So the bugs we see, we have to do that too, so we can get them to move their little lazy little butts.
Okay, a little bit of rust here and there, and that should be good.
And now we kind of move into the second third of the run, which is just collecting a bunch of spaceship parts. Oh, spicy!
I need to write them down. Wait, en stylo.
Yeah, keep track of that spicy tax.
I have my stylo. Now I need to find some paper.
Would you like to share with chat what we're writing down and why the spicy load screen was important, Happy?
Absolutely. So, you've been noticing these loading screens that depict different scenes in the domestic life of you and Kay, our main characters, and of course, intimacy is part of that. So every time there is a loading screen of our two ladies doing the devil's tango, then each of us, me and my two commentators, will pay $5. So the more sex, the more donations.
I really like how they handled a lot of aspects of this game too, because you're a couple and it feels very real.
Yeah.
That's not just like everything's happy all the time. You have deep conversations, you have serious conversations. You talk about your past, you keep things from each other, you fight about it. Like there's just so much that went into this that makes it feel like an actual real experience. And like, of course, like Happy was saying, part of that is that they are intimate, but it's not something that's like thrown in your face in an over the top way. It feels very natural to how a couple would react and act, and it doesn't feel forced, which is something I really appreciate about this game.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Like during the creation of the game, of making sure to recreate an actual experience of an actual couple that feels real, and they really managed to make it work in the finest possible way. And I'm not saying that because it's a French game and I'm really proud of it. It's because it's actually true.
The dev team is just so nice too. Like they're an amazing group of people. And the music.
The music is absolutely fantastic.
I
Like
cannot
the whole
decrease.
the whole music was basically done by a French artist who's called Danger, and Danger worked in the past with the game backers, so the devs of Haven, on their previous title, which is a really different game because their previous game was Fury. And if you've played Fury, uh, this is the actual opposite of what Haven is. But it's a really good game as well.
Is now a good time to jump in and talk about why we're here?
Absolutely.
So, thank you very much. We are here at Going Fast tonight to support a really important cause, and that is Planned Parenthood. They're an organisation which provides access to safe birth control in whatever form that might take, whether it's hormone therapies, STI treatments, and more. If you'd like to, and if you're able to support, type !donate in chat to find out how. Coming up, we'll have quite a few really great incentives, and there is a bid war live right now for the Twilight Princess race that's happening tomorrow. If you would like the runners to finish the game with the iron boots on, which proves that Link does not skip leg day, then you would want to get your donations in for that bid war. Thanks very much, team. Back to you.
Thank you, H. Yeah, definitely. I want to see those iron boots at the end of the game. It's always a treat to see Link absolutely annihilate Ganondorf with the iron boots on, just doing gigantic flips as he stabs Ganondorf. So, I definitely have a wunsch to see that for sure. For my commentators who may not get the wunsch inside joke, so in the German version of Twilight Princess, then Ganondorf says that he has a wunsch. In English, that's translated as desire. So everyone in Beast Chat is always talking about their wunsch.
Amazing.
Or lunch.
Or lunch, yeah. Wunsch and lunch, that's all we
lunch.
talk about in Beast Chat.
Food.
Oh, spicy.
And bravo les lesbiennes. Because I forgot to say it the last time, so we gotta stay on track.
You gotta stay on track. Bloupeh, you gotta keep us on track with bravo, les lesbians.
Yeah, we gotta stay on track with that.
It's really important.
It's very important.
By the way, I'm pretty sure that I discovered that you can clip through the top of the facility right there.
What?
So when you're on the flow thread, you can kind of like just clip through the top of it. It's so quick that you don't even really notice it, but
Okay. I didn't know that.
I'll demonstrate to y'all sometime.
Yeah, please do. I had no idea.
You could watch my latest run on SRC, but yeah, I don't know. It's just really fun finding little tricks like that.
Yeah, I love this thing.
And wait, wasn't I the one who actually approved your latest run? Because if that's the case, I should have seen it again.
Again, oh man, they really want money for Planned Parenthood.
Oui, bravo les lesbiennes.
Yeah, I think you did approve my latest run, actually, Bloupeh.
I think I did. So wait, did I should have noticed that. Wait, let me check.
Yeah, check. Check it.
Well, I'll check after the run.
So this is the Hornet fight. Hornet fight is very, very precise. So what you're going to see Happy do is we haven't even learned about using the capsules yet, but we're going to use the capsules a fight before the tutorial.
Oh, wow. Oops.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. Okay, we'll just go slow. That's fine.
Yep. So what these guys like to do is they like to bind. When you bind, you lose control of one of your characters, so you can't pacify because you need to duo pacify all of these. So what we're letting do is rush mode kind of take over for these guys, and they're just a pain. They're just an absolute pain. But you recovered that incredibly well. I usually reset the whole thing, which takes a lot longer than what you just did. That was amazing, actually.
That was an amazing backup.
I've never seen a backup that smooth.
Yeah. It was really, really good.
Jeez,
we were kind
really
of
good.
we were kind of practicing that during DRS yesterday. I purposely didn't reset on one of them just so that we could simulate that.
That's wild. That was really nice, actually.
That was excellent.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, if they if it had gone any worse than that, I would have just reset the fight, and it can absolutely go sideways.
Oh yeah, like chat. You hear us like absolutely praising what just happened, and you might not realize what had happened. Hornet, I would say Hornets are probably the hardest fight in the game.
Oh, by
Okay.
far.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
when they bind you and you lose your ability to pacify, that means that they're going to get back up and you have to fight them again. And what you don't really see in the speed run is different enemies react to different attacks. So you've got your two different types of attacks, and some of them are absolutely strong to them, and some of them you have to do one into the other. It's incredibly precise, and Hornet's just very, very, very tough. So recovering from a Hornet fight is, I used to think, was near impossible, because basically they'll just bind you and you will have to unbind and waste time. And while you're unbinding, they're getting up, and it's just an endless cycle of just awfulness. So
Yeah.
that was just very good. Trust us,
And
please.
also, if they
Well, thank you.
happen to bind both characters, it's game over.
Yep.
First,
Which
you'll
can
have to
happen.
explain to me how they work.
Definitely.
And now they're actually going to teach us about capsules, but we already know about capsules. Jokes on them.
Here we go.
Again, another very precise fight. So as soon as our first character is done charging and casting the attack, we're going to do a second one. That was a perfect Daiko fight.
Yep.
What he likes to do is he likes to belly slam into you and knock you out of the cast. So you don't always get to do it as clearly and as cleanly as that was. In fact, it's very rare. A perfect Daiko fight's very, very nice. So good job.
Very nice.
Yeah, that makes up for the Hornet fight.
Mhm.
What are we looking for again?
I mean, again, your all-net fight was absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah, that recovery was
Because
wild to me still.
Yes!
Whoa. What's up? You won't believe me. What? I just saw a helicarrier. It passed through the sky.
Wait. Hang on. I got turnarounds.
Yeah, that's another thing that'll happen in this game quite often.
Let's just reset that.
So the cool thing about resetting in this game is every time you enter a new map, it saves where you're at. So when you continue, you come out of the last door that you came out of, which is very, very handy for the speedrun.
Yes.
What are we looking for again?
Okay.
Parts for the nest.
We're on track. We're good.
It's okay.
Whoa. What's up? You won't believe me. What?
Okay.
I just saw a heliga. It passed
There's
through
so
the
many
sky.
different aisles too.
Whoosh.
Yeah, like you might have noticed that we've been going from islet to islet because basically the world we're in is separated into these different little islets that you see, and the way it's represented on the map of the game is just basically a grid. But again, the route is pretty precise, and you have some paths which are opened, some are not, and you can open them but just on one way, not the other. So it's yeah, it's tricky to get used to them at first.
Play down the way you want. And get caught
Yeah,
by
the
Hornets?
routing is really fairly complicated. Oh, they didn't quite make it. Okay, there we go.
I stumped.
I get to talk to Mom there.
Yeah, we get to talk to Mama. You can see the family resemblance between you and Arena. And Arena is a high-ranking official with the apiary. You two, do you want to? Have we really talked about like the world of Haven?
No,
I don't think we
so-
have so far.
Yeah, spicy tax.
Spicy
So
number 4.
you are
Wait.
from the apiary, which is a society that basically dictates who you are supposed to be with, who you marry. But you and Kay love each other, so that's why they ran away. You is set to marry a high-ranking, I guess you would call him like a politician, and Kay is set to marry like a scientist, right? But they basically never really talk about who they're supposed to marry and who they're supposed to be with. And this is the scene where you find out that you is supposed to be marrying the big bad, kind of the big evil dictator of the apiary. It's not great. So they have a little bit of a tussle about it because it's kind of important information that she should have maybe divulged. So she runs away in the middle of the night. And one of the really cool things about this game is she's the one who created the system that allows you to see where you are on the map and kind of like show where you're going. And if you try to bring that up while she's run away, you can't. It's really, really cool how they like integrated all that because she took it with her. So basically, you ran away, and of course, when you activated that radio earlier, they were able to see your position. So that's why we started having enemies come to this planet in search of us, and they basically want to take you and Kay back to the apiary, so that they can go back and do what they need to do. And we don't want that. We do not want that. So we are going to do our best to not have that happen. But the big bad he's not great. We hate him. We hate that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, we will always boo the big bad when he appears on screen.
I was about to say we'll be booing the guy when he's gonna be there.
Honestly, Bloupeh, your lusty boos, the hearty boos that you give him are just so delightful.
Is Kay supposed to be? Is it a scientist Kay's supposed to marry? Does it go into what Kay's
I
fiance
think
is supposed to
so.
be? I think it's a scientist.
I think so.
But there's like so many dialogue options you can explore while you're playing the game where they have talks about that. Like, does it matter who I was supposed to marry? Like, again, it's very, very real and just feels the dialogue is just so incredibly well done in this game.
Yeah. And basically, if you haven't played this game and you like what you see, it's a 10 to 15 hour-ish game, so it's not a really long one. It's really friendly and like accessible in many ways. It's not supposed to be a hard game, so you should definitely give it a try. And again, the dialogues are fantastic, the music is amazing, and as you can see, just moving around is really nice because it's so, I don't know, it's so natural and elegant, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. And I just love this game so much. And yeah, you should definitely give it a try. And yeah, play Haven.
Yep, play Haven.
Play Haven. Just do it. Okay, good flow bug. Yeah, this is one of the most, I would say, gut-wrenching parts of the game.
Yeah. It's very sad.
It is. Also, we got door skip. Hell yeah.
Nice. Door skip is very, very hard, and it's very easy to miss. Basically, you have to make a tight right turn and land to the right of some wires, or else you trigger the door cutscene, which isn't very long, but it's kind of the bane of speedrunners' existence. Just because it's so finicky. The door skip is just the worst.
It is.
But the music that's playing during this song, or this part, is called I Can't Stay Mad at You, which I think is really cute. Or I Could Never Stay Mad at You. It's so good.
Yeah, it's... Oh, and our ladies are back together, but yeah, the music is so good. It was done by a French electronic musician named Danger. And, oh man. I think that's number 5.
That's number 5, and bravo les lesbiennes nonobstant. And yeah, I just said nonobstant, and I have no idea how to translate that. So I'm sorry.
I can't on this.
It'll just be the mysterious thing that my commentator said.
Yeah.
It'll just be a secret inside joke.
We just need a little
I
rest to
think
pull back
it
together
would
now.
translate to nonetheless. Kinda.
Okay.
I think.
Chat makes a valid point. Oh my
my
god.
Mais non, mais c'est pas possible!
That makes a valid point. We are giving them their absolute money's worth for the lesbian
Wait,
couple here.
I think. I
This is
think
the most
we
I've
just-
ever seen.
Same.
Well, I think we had 6 once, so we just topped the max we had. So if we have one more, that will be the most we had in a run during a marathon.
I'm so excited.
Oui.
I am too. I hope we break the record.
I hope we do too.
But one thing that we can mention about this splash screens is that so you had a fair amount of splash screens for the original male K and female U screen, and when they redid the work, when they brought the same gender couples, they couldn't redo all the splash screens because it was taking a lot of work. So one thing to note is that actually we have less different splash screens for the same gender couple, so that means more chances to have the spicy splash screen. So in a way, with your lovely donations and the fact that we are playing the lesbian couple, we have more chance to give even more money to charity.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for
it's kind of
that.
a chain reaction actually.
We
Picking the lesbians means more money for Planned Parenthood, which is awesome.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're just in the middle of this is kind of like a more chill part of the run where we're just grabbing a lot of random parts for our spaceship so that we can use it to fly again, which will be very important at the end of the game.
Mhm.
Enough.
Yeah, basically, I think we didn't mention that, but we kind of rushed to all the main fights early in the
Okay,
game,
let's get to
because
work.
this game has a anger management system, and basically, when the characters are angry, they will have a debuff, and like attacking will take a bit longer, and I think, but maybe this is to be confirmed, the attacks deal less damages. I'm not exactly sure about this last part.
I don't
um
remember about the damage part, but yeah, if they're hungry, it's bad.
but yeah, but basically the
It's number
okay,
7.
record.
Oh my goodness.
These
Ladies,
ladies are
Seven.
spicy for charity.
good for
Yep,
them, honestly.
very
That's
true.
kind of spicy. Good for them.
Good for them.
But I mean, one thing I love about this game is that it does depict an allosexual couple, but this is not a game about sex. This is a game about the full spectrum of human interactions. Come on.
Mhm.
And everything that goes into a relationship, including for allosexual couples, intimacy. Um, I mean that can be part of an asexual couple's relationship as well, but um,
Hey,
but this
isn't that
certainly
right?
is a typical
So
allo couple. Okay, now we get to be very careful
Yes.
with Burble because I have lost runs
Oh my gosh, same.
to Burble.
to not going to the right islet.
Yeah, so basically we
Yeah.
have to select the right islet, and if you catch it, if you go to the wrong one and you catch it before you load in, fine, great, reset, you're good. If you don't, your continue point's going to be at the incorrect islet, which has happened to me.
Yeah, I can imagine. And one thing to note is that Burble can only land on islets which are fully cleared of rust. So you might have seen Appy opening some bridges and then going the other way around just to have a islet empty of rust opened, to not go through the pain of clearing the whole islet, because that can be a bit long. And yeah, because Burble is safe and picky a bit, but we like it.
Yeah, Burble's very picky. And
Yeah.
earlier in the game, one of the first things we did was make 2 plates of roasted apple dews, and this is why. Because you need to feed Burble. But there's some times where we like went into an islet and then U-turned immediately. That wasn't because we went the wrong way. It's because we were opening it for Burble.
Yep.
Yep, and this is one of those moments where we go through a flow bridge that we opened earlier. And now, instead of doing door scope, we are going to go right towards the door because we need to get through it and get our first piece of what the game calls hyper rest. So this is highly concentrated rest. Little bit of Star Trek technobabble, which this game kind of has, which Trekkies like me definitely enjoy. But we need 2 pieces of hyper rest in order to clear the game. And we just got number 1.
Is now a good time to hop in with a quick donation?
Absolutely, H. Please do.
I will, thank you. So massive thank you to Prince, who's donated $6.90. Nice. And says, shout outs to lesbians.
Shout out to
Prince has
lesbians.
also put that toward our target for Breath of the Wild to make Link cook and eat the Shaker Slate, which I'm so excited to see. And it's also making Link finish Twilight Princess with the Iron Boots on. So thank you very much for that, Prince. If you'd like to get in on the action with the bid wars and polls, just type !donate in chat to find out how. Back to you, team.
All right, well, Prince, thank you so much for that donation.
Come on! This is not fair! The Omni Impact might even things out.
Okay, now we use our last Omni Impact.
I didn't like that too much.
And as you can see now, we do have the hunger debuff, and everything was a bit slower. But since we have the last capsule, we could just attack all the enemies at the same time, and voila. And oh, by the way, that was the last fight of the game. I hope you enjoyed it. Boo!
Boo!
Ew, we hate him.
On t'aime
Ew,
pas,
get him off the
boo!
screen.
Voilà.
The master of conversion therapy himself, Lord Ozias.
I hate him. So much.
Boo!
Boo!
Whoops! Flow burst. Flow burst.
Also, Happy did a trick there that is difficult enough that I don't attempt it 90% of the time. So Happy made sure that before she triggered that cutscene, she was going a very specific way off of the top of the cliff where we were at. So when the cutscene ended, she landed right in front of the bridge that we need to be at to exit the area. She made it look flawless, effortless, easy, beautiful, simple. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. If it goes wrong, you land in the ravine. If you land in the ravine, you will almost definitely land on a monster. If you don't land a monster, you'll land right next to one. It is hell if you don't get that right. I don't even go for it 90% of the time. It's scary. So again, amazing job. That was so smooth. I had to look back at the stream and be like, did that actually just happen? That was so clean.
You know, I attempted it in both D-Rest runs I did yesterday, and it went horribly wrong both times. So that was kind of like an act of faith.
It was good. Also, this
And-
flow thread is 33 seconds long, and it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And falling off that flow thread is the worst feeling in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that can really easily happen. Though,
Yeah.
since we are playing on reduced difficulty, the flow threads are. How can I explain that in a way
yeah.
that makes sense?
The flow threads are they are like stickier, so you have a
Yeah.
little bit more free leeway with them. But that flow thread is to get a hyper rest, so it is supposed to be a test of skill. So it is not it is not as sticky as you want it to be. There's so many places in this game where if you see like a triangle shape or an angle shape, you can cut and go from the wide end to the wide end without any repercussion. Not on that one. Oh boy, not on that one.
Nope.
You will fall right off.
Yeah, you will. I've tried to cut corners on that one. Never again.
You
Yep,
can't
same.
do that.
I tested so many different ways to cut corners on that one, and I came to the conclusion that no, just no.
It's not worth it.
It's not. And also these areas, so this is all rust islets. These are also very tricky because there is one particular enemy that likes to patrol. And on one of the maps, when we get to it, I'll kind of explain what's going on because again, there's so much there is. There's so much in this game that you'll never realize is happening in the speedrun. So on the next map, he is always there. And he can patrol on a spot where you are supposed to drop off. So when you're kind of cresting the first two little bits in this next area, you kind of have to try to keep an eye out for him in the background to see where he's at. Because if he's going to be where you're going to land, you have to prepare a full flow burst. And if he starts chasing you, you have to make sure that you full flow burst him away. The reason is there's one last piece of the ship here that we're going to get, and you cannot pick up a ship part if you have an enemy chasing you. So right about here is where we kind of look to see if we can see him in the distance. I don't actually, there he is. So he's in a good spot. He's in a really good spot, but he can be right where Happy just landed and cause problems. Do not ask me how I know. I will not admit to anything. I lost a world record run to that guy.
Oh no.
I fell right on his stupid little face.
And this boss is scary anyway.
Yeah, he's meant to be a challenge. He gets a piece of hyper rust, yeah, if you beat him. Is he hyper rust boss?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, to be fair.
Yeah, we just avoid him. And now we're gonna fix the ship. Yay, we found all the parts.
And I get to mash for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, this is big time mash time.
Yeah.
While you're mashing, could I jump in with an absolutely massive donation?
Absolutely.
Thank you. We have had an absolutely huge donation of $500 from FTAB, who said,
God.
Need a little more iron in my diet. So, whoa, FTAB, that is massive. I think you need to do some bonks if that's possible in this run, Happy. So that has put us over our target for Breath of the Wild. So Newborn and Salted will be cooking and eating the Shaker Slate and or the Paraglider later in Breath of the Wild. And that means finishing Twilight Princess without the iron boots on is going to be very difficult to catch. So if you want to save Link the absolutely awful leg day, better get your donos in, team. Thanks again, FTAB. That's absolutely incredible.
I have a suggestion, Happy.
Yes.
Should we pet Oink to thank the big donation?
I would say yes. So after the run is over, we will pet Link and we'll talk to Daiko.
Nice.
This song coming up, because I'm going to just give you music facts, is called Until the End of Time, and also makes me cry. And it's a remix of a lot of songs that are in the game. So the first song that you start is the beginning of something. Also, we are going to try to do a skip here, which is set up beautifully.
Forget it. We can't go down.
Otherwise, if we don't go down this way, you have to go all the way around. But it is very finicky. So you'll see Happy kind of setting herself up, trying to get over there. It's a very specific point that you can do it on. There we go. That was
nice.
Quick. And that saves just so much time.
That saves about minute and a half, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's massive, and it's very, very tricky to get.
It is.
And then we are going to be coming up to 8 islands where we have to clear the rest. I always like to do a countdown, or I don't know why I count up. I don't go like 8, 7, 6. I go 1, 2, 3 for some reason.
Me too.
It was one of my favorite things to do in this game. So, chat, if you want to count with us, we will be counting for each islet. And yeah, the music again is just beautiful. So Until the End of Time is a kind of a remix of the beginning of something, as well as multiple other songs in this game, and it's kind of a culmination of just everything you've experienced, which is really neat. One.
When.
This one's for me.
Okay, time is going to be on 8 Tech Cruise, so.
And you'll see
Um,
that we're going on these threads too. They are also not as, I feel like they're not as sticky as you're used to for the rest of the game. So, whereas again, Happy makes it look very easy, very, very flawless and straightforward. You can very easily fall off of these.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
they-
part is really scary because if you happen to fall for whichever reason, there's no shortcut. You have to do the
No.
whole thing all over again.
3.
Is this 4? 4?
That's
3?
3, I think.
Trois.
That's 3. 3.
3.
3.
all right, 4. And yeah, Bloupeh is right. This can go very wrong, especially this one right here.
Yes.
Because you're going off that little lip, and there's, like, you can fall off that extremely easily. So, I do tend to no look the first couple flow threads if I'm feeling spicy. I do not no look that one.
The gloves are overheating.
5.
Be careful not to burn your hands. No, at this point in time.
Okay, I think this is 6.
6.
6.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh.
We're good.
Yeah, 6 is a spicy flow thread.
We're not gonna risk that one. We're gonna.
I think I just missed a heartbeat.
I did too.
You got me so scared.
Oh, wait. Did we miss one?
Oh,
we
this
missed
is
one.
8.
I think we missed one.
7, 8.
We did. Oh well.
And,
Okay,
and
get ready.
drum roll.
Time.
Yeah, woo!
Yay!
Woo!
We do have another chance for spicy tax cutscene, so we're not
We-
going to release the details yet.
We do. We're actually gonna skip the ending cutscene, just so that we can focus on our impromptu incentives that we just
If only.
said we would do. So this is post game,
Now we draw.
and you keep exploring in post game, which is cool. You can see Daiko here,
It works.
and we also get the cool flower boots.
Do you see what I'm seeing? But that's. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Like a friend.
How nice that you
Aw.
Daiko!
Bonjour.
Look at him.
That
Oh,
little
he's
wiggle.
very
It's
good.
even better than I imagined.
I love him. Okay, so we're gonna end our time in the marathon up here on this hill, as I always do for every run.
Looks much gluten prettier this way.
Also, they use the word "balut" as a swear word in this game, and it cracks me up.
That was definitely a Heliga. It can't be. Could the Heliga be indigenous to Source?
All right, so we do a flow burst. We cover a hill in flowers,
You have seen a Heliga.
and there's Daiko.
Heliga.
There's the nest, and oh, smooching lesbians.
Whee!
Yeah, smooching
Bravo,
lesbian.
lesbians.
Bravo les lesbiennes.
So, Oink is slowly making his way up to hang out with us. So while we're waiting for him, while we wait to give him pets, we'll do our outro, and then we'll say our goodbyes to Oink. But we'll also chill here. So just want to shout out first of all Nichole and Bloupeh for being A+ commentators. Y'all are amazing. And for being good friends and inspirations to keep going with this run, so that I could finally get a sub 50 in this game, which I'm very happy about. Yeah, just want to shout out the tech crew and all the hosts and volunteers, and especially Variety for putting this together. Y'all, Variety is seriously a hero for running this entire marathon. Y'all don't know how much work she puts into this. So please give her your shoutouts, your claps, your applause. She is awesome. And last of all, just want to shout out the Game Bakers for putting together such an amazing and cozy game full of full of wonderful dialogue and characters and things to do. And yeah, Nicole, Bloupeh, do you have any shout-outs you'd like to do?
Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate it. Please play Haven.
Please play Haven.
Oh, and we'll have to find out the spicy tax amount too.
Well, I was about to say pretty much the same. Was really glad to be here. That was a really, really nice run. It's always a pleasure to be around you because you're absolutely fantastic, you both. And yeah, play Haven. And if I'm not mistaken, we had 5, 6, 7 splash screens, spicy screens. So that makes up for 7 times 5, and I'm terrible at math.
35.
Yeah,
Voila.
35. So each of us will be donating $35, or the French equivalent, to the marathon. But before we go, we did promise that we would pet our lovely Oink, and we'll let the voice acting go.
Sit? We'll never manage to teach him tricks.
That's because he's too clever. He knows very well he doesn't need to do anything to get some scratchings.
I love him. I love
so
him,
good.
chat. I adore Oink. And Daiko, our beautiful sentient carrot. And you and Kay, who remind me every day of why I like girls. Because girls are great. And
Very true.
all right, well, I think that's it for us. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks to the Rejects and Friends staff for inviting us on. And we'll end with a kiss. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Have a good day.
See ya.
Beautiful. And yes, Oink is the goodest boy. So thank you so much, Happy, and to Bloupeh and Nicole for that fantastic Haven run. Is that not the most adorable and heartwarming game? And praise be to RNG for the $35 times 3 that the team will be making for the spicy load screens. We'll be taking a short break now ahead of our next run, which will be the Skyward Sword any percent race. But before that, I have an exciting announcement. Our absolutely gorgeous friend Wicked Midna has created the most precious Legend of Zelda ornaments. They've got little Koroks on them, and oh my god, they're so cute, and I really want them. But you could be in with a chance of winning them. This incentive will be opening at the beginning of the next run, so for a minimum $20 donation, make sure you'll get yours in. If you type !donate in chat, you can find out how. As much as I'd like to enter 50 billion times, it is only one entry per person, so just be aware of that. But that is it for me for now. We'll take a little break, so please get up, stretch, hydrate, and get yourself some snacks. We'll be with you very, very soon.